Trump rolled out his latest round of reciprocal tariffs against world's biggest emerging economies. That's been hogging the limelight. It's been dominating the limelight to weaken the BRICS countries, which includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. There has been attempts to fracture its unity and force each member of the BRICS to bargain with Washington on Trump's terms. But it seems like Trump's master plan now to separate the BRICS has backfired. Instead, Trump has just triggered a chain reaction that is just drawing China, India, Russia closer together than they have been ever before in the recent years. Now, the proof of it is how Brazilian President Lula da Silva spoke to Prime Minister Modi on phone. He said, I don't want to talk to Trump. I will talk to Modi. I will talk to China or Russia. Leaders have vowed to strengthen strategic ties. The proof again comes in when Russian President Putin dials Prime Minister Modi amid Trump's tariff threats. He's set to visit India later this month after he met NSA Doval in Moscow. Proof number 3, another significant diplomatic signal. Prime Minister Modi is set to travel to China soon, his very first since the deadly Galwan clashes. Of course, there have been tensions, border tensions, that unlikely to be disappearing overnight. We've also seen the case of China offering aid to Pakistan during Operation Sindoor, and India has talked tough on that. But for the moment, we understand that there is rearrangement or strategic realignment. For more on this, we have our guest live from Russia. He is joining us from Russia, and Dr. Sergei Dvorianov is joining us right now for this story, and he's president of IDC Amicability. So thanks so much for joining us once again on Public TV. There's been this talk about strategic realignment, and when it comes to diplomacy, international politics, there are no permanent friends or foes. So, there have been some differences, of course. Russia, China have been close. Russia and India have been close. But when it comes to China and India, there have been, of course, a lot of cracks. But when we see China, out of everybody, China talking about sovereignty, an expansionist state talking about sovereignty of India, supporting India, Prime Minister Modi going for the SCO summit, you feel that Trump's move has only backfired and the BRICS is coming together brick by brick?
Thank you so much. Namaste, namaskar. Thank you for your question. Thank you for that you're having me in this show. First of all, I want to tell that we are currently experiencing one of the most dramatic moments in our history. The new world has not yet arrived, not yet appearance, but the old one has already been destroyed, and especially because of the policy of the Western leaders. We must learn to cooperate on the level, not only economical, but on the ethics level, and on the level of responsibility for the future generations on this planet. That's why we can see that right now, during these changing times, very dramatic time, a lot of turbulence, a lot of disturbance, and especially when Donald Trump appearance on the political stage, everybody was highly appreciated and excited that he transformed his enmity to Russia. He transformed his enmity for the dialogue. But right now, unfortunately, we can see that he cannot really approach and achieve this level of understanding what can be and should be the future of our civilization. I can tell that, unfortunately, today, the ideology of most of the countries based on the image of the enemy. We should understand that we should realize that only one enemy we have, that is the ignorance. And modern politician, he cannot be ignorant, and he cannot spray this type of ignorance, like, for example, like Donald Trump. He cannot be so crude, so disresponsible when he push any country to do something, and that is not a level of humanity. For my opinion, cooperation between Russia, China, and India as well was already approved. You can see that last year in Global Summit of BRICS in Kazan, It was very, very open heart conversation between India and China. And Russia was mediator. It was a global message which came from this platform of BRICS. And right now we can see, of course, Donald Trump, he lose a lot of power because new world is completely changed. Before it was western part of the world dominant and gives the rules how we will live. Right now, eastern part become more in power, and for my opinion, we should definitely put a reference of the ethics of cooperation and understanding and spiritual education for this union. If it based on spiritual education, definitely will change the world for the better.
Dr. Dvorianov, thanks so much for joining us with your insights on that story, your reading of the story.